إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره. نعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد. Praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He's the only one worthy of praise. I seek His help, His guidance, and His forgiveness. I believe in Him and I trust Him. I seek refuge in Almighty Allah from the evil of our passions. Indeed, whomsoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides him to Islam, no one can mislead him after Allah. And whomsoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put him astray, no one can guide him after Allah. I testify openly that there is no deity worthy of worship other than Allah Rabbil Alameen. I testify that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his messenger and the seal of all the prophets. O Muslims, they must know that the best speech is the speech of Almighty Allah, which is the Quran. The best guidance is the course of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is his Sunnah. The worst of all affairs is innovation and addition to the religion of Islam. Indeed, every addition to the religion of Islam will lead to hellfire. I adjure you as well as myself to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the best of your ability. Fear Allah and don't die unless you are in a state of total submission to Almighty Allah. I greet you all with the greeting of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and the blessing of Almighty Allah be with you all. I'd like to continue with you for our special segment concerning be rich and be millionaire through gaining blessings. And inshallah, what we're talking about here today, about being nice, being kind, being gentle with each other, and humble ourselves to the believers. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying in the hadith, "Inna min ahabbikum ilayya wa aqrabakum minni majlisan yawm al-qiyamah ahasinukum akhlaqa wa inna abghadakum ilayya wa ab'adukum minni majlisan yawm al-qiyamah الثرثارون والمتشدقون والمتفيخون." قالوا يا رسول الله علمنا الثرثارون والمتشدقون فما المتفيخون؟ قال المتكبرون، أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم is saying, indeed, from the best among you, dearest to me and close to me in possession or a place in the day of judgment, those who have the best characteristics, the best behavior. And the worst of you, and the more that I hate, and will be distant from sitting with me Yawm al-Qiyamah, those people who talks a lot with no beneficial talk, and those people who showing off with their tongue, and those people who are arrogant. So here the Prophet ﷺ telling us the people will be seated, and the more closeness to the Prophet ﷺ due to your good deed, the love of the Prophet ﷺ, the most dearest among us to the Prophet ﷺ. So number one, they loved by the Prophet, and they are near in a distance to the Prophet in their seating in Yawm al-Qiyamah. Those who have the best behavior. The opposite side say, the farther from me in the day of judgment, the more that I hate and be distant from me in Yawm al-Qiyamah, day of judgment, those who talks a lot, unbeneficial talk, trying to show off with their talk, those who arrogant. So we see that the Prophet ﷺ concerning about for us to be humble. And when we talk, we come direct to the point, not to show off with our talk. And talking too much with no necessity or with no beneficial words. Otherwise, a person would be a distant from the Prophet ﷺ in the day of judgment. Point number 31. Thanks for forgiveness. إن من موجبات المغفرة بذل السلام وحسن الكلام. Means of forgiveness. A person given the greeting of Assalamu alaikum, and when he speaks good speech. Not mean the proper grammar sentence, that mean kind words. Husn al-kalam, good word, be concerned about people feeling, try to win their pleasure, nice and soft. These things is loved by Islam, loved by Allah, loved by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And in addition to this, that means of forgiveness, that you give the greeting of Assalamu alaikum, and when you talk to the people, use good words, humble yourself, be easygoing with the people. This is basically what we want to talk about for today, because the next chapter is long. So if we can focus in these things which bring us closer to the seats, to be near to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the seating in Yawm al-Qiyamah. How? By having the best behavior. أحاسنكم أخلاقا, the best of you in conduct. When you talk, come direct to the point. Don't try to show off with your talk for nothing. And humble yourself, don't be arrogant. And when you be corrected, accept the correction. Have a smile in your face when you talk to the people. Try to be gentle and kind, and keep your harm. Doesn't matter, it's by word or action. Any harm to the people, stay away from it. With this, inshallah, I hope this is reminder. And the last thing is what about giving salam to each other and also have the good speech towards one another. With this, we come to close this segment. In case anybody have any comments, correction, or question. The previous class, 4 o'clock, I had made a suggestion of moving the time, and I'll wait until tomorrow for you to see if you can make it a little bit later than 4 o'clock, because Asr is coming late now in my area. By the time I finish the Salah, it's already 4 o'clock, and I don't like to be coming to the room late, 5 and 10 minutes. So if we can make it like, as example, 4:15, I will appreciate this, if it's possible. So let's think about it, sleep on it until tomorrow. As for 6:45 class, it's going to remain in the same time. Thank you very much for being here tonight, and be concerned about good manner with those who older than you or younger than you, those who are Muslims, those who are not Muslims, because this is a means of da'wah. Giving da'wah to the people by action, not only by talks. And why we humble ourselves, soft talking to the people, easy going with them, because this is what Islam is teaching us. Jazakumullah khairan. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك, and Allah knows best. Any comments, concern, question, correction? All right. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.